Senator Boozman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And first of all, I've got to give a big shout out to my Arkansas folks. Thank you for making the trip and the great job that you do at home representing the state. And again, all you do for veterans. Commander, thank you. You and your team do an outstanding job. We really do appreciate that. I had the opportunity to serve in the House on the Veterans Affairs Committee and now in the Senate. And I know firsthand that we've been able to achieve a lot, but it simply wouldn't have gotten done without your help. So thank you for your advocacy, the idea of looking out and seeing so many people sitting here talking to their representatives. There's just no substitute for that. So again, that's a big deal. The VA Careers Act is a crucial piece of legislation for reducing vacancies and staffing shortages in the VA. VA continues to be at a disadvantage when it comes to recruiting and retaining the most talented medical professionals across the country, especially in rural areas. Can you briefly speak to what this legislation would mean for the VA and why it's important to ensure the VA has the ability to recruit and retain the best healthcare professionals?
You bet. I've had the pleasure of serving under 3 secretaries of the VA right now on veterans rural health, and it's always the very first topic of conversation. What can we do to recruit and retain those professionals? But to give you further information, I'm going to defer over to Director Elam to expound a little bit more.
Thank you.
DAV is a proud sponsor of that legislation. We know right now that it's more critical than ever to be able to hire and recruit the best and the brightest for VA. Our veterans deserve no less. And the bill is jam-packed with provisions that will really help to do that. It's essential. They're competitive. VA is able to be competitive for some of these scarce medical specialties. And again, our veterans deserve to have the very best and brightest, and we're happy to be behind you to get that across the finish line.
We appreciate that. And one of the things that we were able to get put in it was having to do with all directors being detailed to different positions, being gone for long periods of time. Leadership truly does make a huge difference. Can you talk specifically about that, about not having leadership in place at the medical centers and filling those? And it's hard because, we're competing with the private sector, and they probably pay them, many times more. On the other hand, we simply have to get those positions filled.
And we really appreciate that provision specifically because we know when there's poor care that happens or a problem, it's usually a place where leadership has been lacking, or they've moved somebody, in and out that wasn't able to be there to really advocate and make sure that facility is run, top notch. And VA has to be able to secure those, attract those people that have the experience and the ability to really run a medical center.
Right.
Essential.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Commander. And again, thanks to all of your team for the great job they do, and for all of you that made the trip and do such a tremendous job in your states. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Boozman. Ranking Member Takano.